other than the resplendent, robust Mr. Ryan Linenfield.
Okay. You just start filming, so. Good? Okay. Hello, my name is Ryan Lindenfeld, and today I will be showing you how to build a Hot Wheels track. The track we build will be a very simple one consisting of a launcher, a turn, a booster, and a loop. And then it will crash into this barrier. I have a long history with Hot Wheels. In 2003, Hot Wheels Highway 35 came out, marking the 35th anniversary of Hot Wheels. I loved this movie, and I became very involved with Hot Wheels because of it. It consisted of 35 cars divided into 5 teams with 7 cars on each team. So that's how it was Highway 35. I'm going to use 3 cars to test the track once I build it. Vulture, which is my personal favorite car. Dior 2, which belongs to the main character of the movie, and this car. I think it's a Dodge, I'm not sure. So anyway, Hot Wheels are connecting manually. So they have a connector. You would connect into the track. It's not always the easiest thing to do. Okay, so that's done. And this is a picture of a relatively large track from, I found it on blogcdn.com. And this was made in 2011. There has been another version of this track that's a lot bigger. So that's one of the possibilities that it can do. So the next step after the launch and the turn is the boost. This boost will provide enough thrust or velocity to get through this loop. And the loop can only be made through centripetal force, which is force pushing to the outside of the loop. And in this case, a smaller mass does better in a loop because it requires less centripetal force to pull it through. So this car is lighter and has smaller mass, so it'll be better than this car, in theory. That's not always the case, as I've proven to myself. So we're going to attach that. We now have a finished track. Before I continue, I want to present a couple more cars. A car like this obviously won't do too well on a track like this since it's not very aerodynamic. It's a dump truck pretty much. For this, they had this, which is called Hot Wheels World. I cannot find a release date for this, but as you can tell, it's a 2-lane track. So it could be used to simulate a city. Next is a car like this. It works relatively well with this. It's not too streamlined, but it's a lot better than that, and it's really works well. This one's rather heavy, so it requires more force to get through loops and other elements. A car like this is much more recent than these. This one was released in 1999. This one is completely designed for speed, and it has specific wheels designed for that. So the launcher is the starting point. The launcher works through elastic potential energy. So that's basically what it does. Inside it, there's a rubber band, and when you pull back this, the rubber band tightens. The farther you pull it back, the more velocity the launched car will have. So that's that. You don't want to always use it on the highest setting, because a light car will fly off the track, as will probably happen with one of these. So let's get it testing. So we need. Uh-oh. That is not good.
Green.
There we go. Booster on. So first we're going to test with Vulture. Okay. 3, 2, launch. Okay, so that one made it.
Wow. Sweet.
Next we're going to do Dior 2. I have had bad luck with this car. So we're going to try it and see how it does. Okay. 3, 2, 1, launch. No. Let's try it again. From a more powerful setting. And go. No. Stop that.
Must be a hybrid.
Finally, the Dodge, I think. This one's heavier, so it'll obviously stay on the track better. Okay, here goes this.
Wow.
Now, we made it
Awesome.
Good job.
So, as I said earlier, a track like this is a lot more complicated and has a lot more boosters and design flaws because you can't have a perfect Hot Wheels track every time. There's several factors. The last thing I want to touch on is this. This is a vintage Hot Wheels ad, or relatively vintage. It was for the Hot Wheels Supercharger, which was a supercharger. It's a really powerful booster that was released in the early years of Hot Wheels tracks. So that's my presentation on how to build a Hot Wheels track. I hope I taught you something that you will possibly use later in life.
All right, Ryan.
Let's give Ryan a great round of applause.
Do you want notes for him?
I learned a
Little
new
notes?
word. The word is centrifugal.